Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the best Young Sommelier of South Africa 2024. Thank you so much for making the time to witness the talent of young sommeliers in South Africa. And I must say, your time here and your audience goes a long way in improving their skill set. I've competed many times, and with an audience, it always makes you better. So please do clap at the end of each task. It encourages the candidates. At this present moment, I'm going to hand over to the chairman of SASA, Spencer, to give you a runaround of what's going to be happening today and a few important house rules. Spencer.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you, Tawanda. I hoped you had a few more things to say because I don't have all the house rules yet. Welcome, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us. As Tawanda said, really appreciate your time coming out to see this. This is such an important competition for us. You know, I think it's the next generation. It's the future of what our industry looks like, and it's been a good one this time. I think we've done quite a bit. We've done a few things differently. We've tried to spread the net a little bit further on this one, and I'll explain that a little bit more in detail. But at this point, I just want to acknowledge and appreciate the 4 fine people who have put their hands up to be the judges for the competition this time round. In no particular order, well, actually in the order that I'm looking at them. Jean-Vincent Ridon, the current best sommelier in South Africa. Thank you very much. I don't think I'd be far-fetched to say that anyone has done any more for sommelier in South Africa than Jean-Vincent, and he brings such a wealth of experience and information, so thank you very much. Representing Stellenbosch Wine Roots and a really big supporter of sommelier in South Africa, Mike Ratcliffe. Thank you very much for your time to be here today. And if any of you have been to that really nice restaurant right in the corner at the old post office in Stellenbosch, the genius behind that, we have Jess here, and she is probably one of the top chefs in the country. And it's a weekday during lunch, so great to have a chef here at this time. Thank you very much for being here. And not quite here, somewhere around here, we have Joe Wessels. Where are you, Joe? Oh, there you are, Joe. Sorry. Oh, wow. He's hiding in plain sight there. Joe is currently the 8th. Number 8. 8th? 7th. Sorry, I get this wrong all the time. I don't know why. Sorry, Joe. Keep going. Well, it's a massive accolade, and I'll touch on that a little bit later as well. But the seventh best sommelier in the world, and I think we're all of us in our trade, all of us in the country, all of us who are South African are really proud of him and what he's been able to achieve. And he's the architect of a lot of the things that we have going over here at the moment. All right, and then just another group of people to acknowledge are the semi-finalists, who some are here, some are not, and some are actually in Joburg even. So just to mention them and appreciate the hard work it took to get there. We got Tinashe Musora, Frida Jacobs, Dwayne Jansen, Tumelo Moreo, Carla Lopez, Letabo Motwaba, Johan Harzen, Basil Cass. And all those guys were shortlisted, well, ladies and gents were shortlisted to be in the semi-final, which we held a couple of weeks ago. And then of those, 3 progressed to the final.
Yes. And we must emphasize the contests to get to the finals were not easy.
No, sir.
And for the very first time, we managed to have a regional contest. We had one in Joburg for Gauteng, and then one in the Western Cape that took place simultaneously. The tasks were not easy. Joe makes it very difficult, actually world standard. And of those semi-finalists, I would like to introduce you to the finalists that you are going to see and watch this afternoon as they showcase their skills. In no particular order, we have George Young.
Hey. Go again.
They're having a drink. It actually helps you to calm your nerves. They do encourage it.
I don't know where you went.
Oh,
Oh, there they are. Okay.
okay, as they walk in front is Gregory Lorimer. There is George Young. And last but not least, Amos Sobashe. Please turn and face your judges and audience this afternoon. Gentlemen, congratulations and well done for making it this far. At this point, I will ask candidate number 1 not to go too far so you can be mic'd up. Candidate number 2 and 3, please make your way to the holding area. Thank you. Okay, please go see Erica. Organize for the miking up.
I suppose in these competitions, someone has to go first.
Yeah.
Someone has to go last. What do you prefer?
You know, the last competition I did, which was in Lanaka, we had about 40 candidates. The first candidate went in to do the practical at about 10, 11. The last candidate went at 6. Ooh. So I would not want to be the last candidate. You are in the holding area, no phone, no book, nothing. You only have your notes to revise. And I remember the last one, Joy and I were trying to work out what task they could be doing based on the time they call the next candidate. And then you walk in and you only have 2 minutes to do a task. So maybe the second or third.
Was it a long walk?
Yeah, I was number 13, I think, the last time. It was almost 2 hours to wait to go in and do only 4 minutes. Yeah. And I stopped and I said, is that it? So not the last one.
No, but well done to you. And I think today we only have 3 candidates, so not going to be too bad for them. If I can invite the judges to please come on stage. And over to you, Tawanda.
Fantastic. Actually, before the judges get on stage, sorry. Okay, just some in-house. I think the bathroom is to your left. 2 here. It should be at the back. Is it? Fantastic. Fantastic. So what you're going to witness, a series of tasks that we are going to be giving each candidate. Like I said, please encourage them. It's very stressful to compete, but as a sommelier, that's only how you get better. So before the judges are on stage, I would like to invite Gregory. Good afternoon.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good, and yourself?
How are you feeling?
Not feeling.
Trust me, it will be over very soon. The first thing I'll say to you, listen. Okay. Pay attention to the task that you're given and execute it as best as possible. The time will be going very quickly. Okay. So for your first task, we are already in the competition. You are responsible for the wine service at this restaurant. We'll open the doors in 3 minutes. You have until then to walk around and familiarize yourself with the setup and check if everything is ready. Feel free to look over the wines and reorganize anything as you need it. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Thank you very much. Can you please sign here? This is all wines you ordered.
Sure thing. It's quite warm. The rosé is quite warm.
Sorry, man. It's red house problems.
Okay, I'll test it and then I'll send it back if there's any faults to it.
So much. Wat was? Thanks, man. Lekker day.
Time.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Your guests have just arrived. Please, can you take care of them? You have 6 minutes for this first service task. Your time starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the restaurant here. My name is Greg, I'm the head sommelier, and welcome all of you. Where are you all joining us from? Stellenbosch, fantastic, no problem. Is there any special celebration that you guys are all celebrating today? Formal dinner? All right. So while we're getting started, I see the menu is in the center of the table over there. In the interim, may I get any still or sparkling water?
Still, please.
For the whole table?
Yeah, and hello, can we start with a bottle of dry sparkling wine and a bottle of still water for the table, please?
Sure. Any preference with your sparkling wine?
No, up to you.
No problem. So I've opted to go to the Simonse Kaapse Vonkel. It's a brut, and it's a 2023 vintage. Fantastic.
Come to think of it, I think I'll get a beer instead. Can I have a
A beer? Sure thing, sir.
Thank you.
Right away. I'm sorry to inform you, sir, that we only have a lager available. Is that all right? All right, no problem. Is this all right?
No.
I'm sure it will be fine, sir. Very welcome.
Why is it that wine glasses in restaurants are so clean and odor-free? What is you guys' secret?
So our secret is actually the winter holder that we have. It's actually specialized dishwashers with that specialize in the actual cleaning, and they dry also quite beautifully as well. So it's minimal polish and minimal dirt, and it cleans. The turnaround time is also quite beautiful as well. Would you like to taste this, sir? To your satisfaction.
Time.
Well done. Let's come this way. How are you feeling?
All right.
Actually, you're not feeling when we started.
No.
It's getting better. Okay. So that was the end of your time for the aperitif service. You will have 6 minutes for the next service task. Please approach the host. Your time starts now.
Hi there. So we are starting to move on. I see that you are almost done with your aperitifs. Is there a wine that you would like for your next course?
Yes, please. We'll take a bottle of the recommended red wine for our main course. Please, could you prepare and decant the bottle for us? I would like to try it, but as we're still enjoying our aperitif, there's no need to serve us the red wine just yet.
No problem. So I've opted to go for the Moorden Kraalskloof Tinta Barocca. It's actually going to pair quite well with the main course, especially the guinea fowl as well, quite a gamey meat. And this kind of a style of wine is got that beautiful kind of barnyard style to it as well. And I'm glad that you wanted it decanted because it does need to open up slightly. So would you mind if I can taste the wine just before I present it to you?
Thank you.
Smells in good condition. Beautiful expression of this variety. I think you're going to enjoy it quite well with your meal. So as this is a young wine, it shouldn't have any sediment. I'm just decanting it so that it can aerate, get all of those aromatics out. By the time your main course arrives, it should be well breathed and ready for your service. This is just your cork as well, if you'd like to do a quality control on that side.
That is an interesting cork. Why does it look like that?
Because it's an arm cork, so what they do is it actually helps prevent TCA cork taint, helps preserve the wine as well, and happens to be one of our sponsors here in the restaurant as well as the winter halter. Would you like to taste the wine, sir? Thank you. Perfect, no problem. I decided to go for the Aquapana Stillwater, Italian style, quite famous worldwide. Absolutely beautiful, high in total dissolved solids, so quite nutritious as well. Goes very well with wine and food, very refreshing, helps for the next morning as well. May I remove the glass until you are ready for your red wine service?
Time.
You're almost at the finishing line.
Wow.
You must be wondering what kind of sommelier competition without drinking, right?
Yeah, you know.
No, we've got you.
At least I get to taste the wine, so it's fine.
Well, your next task is going to be tasting.
Fabulous.
Do you think the judges are difficult?
No, not at all. I believe there's a difference between discerning and difficult. Difficult is someone who doesn't know what they want and they want it now, but discerning means that they know what they want and they want it now. I can work better with discerning.
Okay, I think a round of applause, yeah? Right, so for your next task, you have 4 beverages. Roxanne, it's just 1 to 4, left to right. Is that correct? There you go. This glasses 1 to 4. Please, can you identify the following beverages as closely as possible? You will have 2 minutes.
All right. When does my time start?
When you touch your first glass.
Thank you. Wine number 1 is a whiskey. Correction. Glass number 1 is a brandy. Glass number 2 is a whiskey. Glass number 3 is a vodka. Glass number 4 is a whiskey.
Time.
It does help to have a drink, right?
Yeah, not like that. In the spirit of somming, so to speak, yeah.
Well, it does get you going. For your next task, we need your opinion and ideas on one of these beverages. It appears that the restaurant accidentally ordered 6 cases of this one, which is your glass number 2, instead of just 6 bottles. It's too late to return to the supplier now, as we have quite a few bottles. We would like to incorporate it into our offering for the next few weeks, Please, can you make some suggestions on various ways that we can serve this? You have 3 minutes for this task.
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. We need your opinion and ideas on one of these beverages. It appears that the restaurant accidentally ordered 6 cases of this one, which is your glass number 2, instead of just 6 bottles. It's too late to return it to the supplier now, as we have quite a few bottles. Would like to incorporate it into our offering for the next few weeks. Please, can you make some suggestions on various ways that we can serve this? You have 3 minutes.
Who do I make the suggestions to? The host? Okay. So, obviously, the previous one I was quite incorrect. I now believe this is a tequila, reposado, and I could make a beautiful tequila sunrise from it. We can make some excellent cocktails with this menu as well, especially with the course that I saw. I also believe that you can serve it quite chilled as well, as a nice digestive towards the end of the evening. Some people don't like too much alcohol at the end, but some people do quite much enjoy having a little bit of a nightcap with that. So I would definitely do either as a starter, an aperitif, a tequila sunrise, or throughout the meal, you can always celebrate as a cheers towards the end as well.
Gordon, you might. You think this is the end?
No.
I think we're done.
4 o'clock, that's the end.
Oh, actually, I believe someone at your table wants to order something.
Okay,
Please, can you approach the table again? You have 2 minutes for this service task.
no problem. My manager just informed me that you guys would like to speak to myself. Someone wants to order something different.
Yes, I'd like to get a glass of rosé wine, if it's
Fantastic.
possible, please.
Yes. Any preferences, dry or anything like that?
Whatever you have.
Fantastic. Would you like that now? May I remove your beer? Are you still drinking the beer?
Now, please.
No, no problem. So regretfully, sir, I see that our rosé has just arrived. It is not at the recommended serving temperature, and may I recommend a Chenin Blanc instead? It's not necessarily pink, but it's a wild ferment, so it will actually do you quite well.
No, I quite like rosé. What can you do for me?
I can chill it down very quickly for you if you would like.
Yes.
No problem.
Time.
Well done.
2 minutes to chill a while.
Can you still go on?
I can.
Fantastic. Well, you don't have to right away. Congratulations and well done for
you.
amazing performance. Please follow Erica, and we will get ready for candidate number 2.
No problem.
Congratulations. It's fun in games, right? Every time I compete, I have to go to the bathroom because I'll be sweating profusely. It's so much fun, but so difficult. And in the end, it's actually how you remember the performance and how you improve from each and every task. I will go through all the tasks at some stage so you have an idea of what was expected, but it's great fun to keep the suspense. Judges, when you're done, I will need you to take your seats again. Spencer, how did you think it went?
Working. Yeah, I'm anxious on his behalf, but I thought he did really well. I thought he was very clever, and I thought he really thought on his feet for a few of those things. That last task was a tricky task.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known what to do in 2 minutes. To chill a rosé in 2 minutes.
I suppose you must always be prepared.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm glad it's not you and I, right?
Well, yeah. I'm glad it's not you and I too, friend. Absolutely. I'm the timekeeper,
Yes.
which is it's different because when you know how much time they have left, then you have a different anxiety as you're seeing how much they have left to do and how much time left they have to do it. But it's always surprising how much you can get done in a short time under a lot of pressure.
Well, I mean, 6 minutes, 2 minutes, I thought that was ample time. You know, my first task in one of the competitions was service of a 3.5 ml sparkling wine in 2 minutes. And the table was much bigger than this.
Oh, wow.
2 gentlemen and 1 lady. Sparkling wine service, 2 minutes.
Phew. Did you finish?
I did.
Oh, well done.
How I finished, don't ask.
Well, you know, the interesting thing when you're doing these competitions, it does feel like time, it does almost slow down, like when you are
Well,
in the middle of it.
You sort of need to practice and you have your step-by-step guidelines. So once you have that order going, it's a lot easier. Once you start, you know what you need to do now, next. It becomes tricky, though, when the judges throw a curveball.
I was about to say that, actually. It's that, it is certainly simple enough if you know what you want to do, and then you rock up and the judge has something completely different.
I'll tell you, last year, with all the order of service that one must do, for red wine service, looked simple until you had to serve a red wine, which was from a red wine fridge that was not working. So the bottle was like tea.
What did you do?
Well, I tried to chill it, but that was not enough time. At least it was a 3.5 ml, so it kind of worked, but you know, you have your order of service until something is thrown at you and then you don't know what to do.
Right, and that's the challenge, isn't it? But I mean, ideally, in a situation like that, when you've got like 3 minutes and the wine is warm, red wine is too hot, and you don't. What was the right answer? What were the judges looking for?
I mean, from Pretoria, we put ice.
How did that go down in Paris?
Not very well.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Okay, so our judges are just deliberating on the last task, and we are resetting and getting ready for candidate number 2.
Maybe I'll just save a little bit of time on this one, and I have to give all the thanks and acknowledgements at the end. And just again, from all of you in the audience to know that for competition purposes, everything has to be exactly the same for every candidate when they do it. So the setup needs to be incredibly precise, and no candidate who comes after the last one should have any advantage by perhaps just seeing in the mise en place that something's missing or something isn't there that should be there. So just a quick acknowledgement to Roxanne and her team at the back there, working very, very hard to make sure everything is absolutely precise and on point. And speaking of precise and on point, I think our candidate is here, and Tawanda.
Okay. Whenever he is ready, he can come in. A round of applause, please. Welcome, Amos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Firstly, congratulations for making it this far, and well done.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah, a bit nervy, but yeah, no, feeling really good.
Okay, you're lighting up the room, eh?
Was that? No.
I like your energy.
Good job. Thank you.
Keep at it. I'll say this to you. Listen, listen, listen.
Got it.
Listen to the task, execute it as best as you can. Right. We shall start. You're responsible for the wine service at this restaurant. We'll open the doors in 3 minutes. You will have until then to walk around and familiarize yourself with the setup and check if everything is ready. Feel free to look over the wines and reorganize anything as you need. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Sorry for late delivery, man. Sorry, here's the wines you ordered. Could you please sign for me, man?
Yes, of course I can. So it's 2 bottles of Dalheim Chenin Blanc, 2021. We have DMZ Rosé, 2023, 2. And
Sir,
yeah,
I'm on it.
100%. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure, cheers,
Cheers,
man.
take it.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
All good.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, gentlemen and the lady. Please be seated. Welcome to our restaurant. Guests have just arrived. Please, can you take care of them? You have 6 minutes for the first service task. Your time starts now.
Good afternoon. Welcome. My name is Amos. I'm going to be looking after you this afternoon. Could I interest you some still sparkling water for the table? Still water? Sure.
I'd actually like to start with a bottle of dry sparkling wine
That's what-
and a bottle of still water for the table,
for,
please.
for the table. And for that sparkling wine, anything in particular you're looking for? Please, your recommendation. Yeah, recommendation. Okay. So for that sparkling wine, we have the lovely Siemens Kapsel. Would that be fine? Lovely. 100%.
I think I'm not gonna pass the sparkling wine.
Yeah.
Can I get a Weiss beer instead,
Weiss
please?
beer. Silly.
Thank you
Coming
very
up.
much, sir.
Excuse me.
Why is it that wine glasses in restaurants are always so clean and odor-free? What is your secret?
Beg your pardon? Okay.
Why is your glasses always so odor-free and clean?
Good. I think the biggest and most important thing when you're serving wine, because it is a really premium quality and really sort of looking at the people that really produces wine. So any particular scent, if you basically has anything, it will really affect and will basically give you a lesser quality of the product. That's the Siemens Kapsel. Yep. And would you care to try it first? Please. Okay. Apologies. And have you had the Kapsel beforehand, or is it the first time?
My first time.
First time. So beautiful wine estate just on the other side of Stellenbosch, which is basically one of the first producers of the Cup Classic. Is it fine if I pour the gentleman the beer first and then come back for you? That bit? That's the Immerse Weiss wine beer first. If it's entirely fine, I'm just going to take a glass of John. Thank you. There goes. Enjoy. So as I mentioned, Kapselfunkel, one of the first, also the pioneers, which was Franz Milan, to produce this absolutely beautiful, beautiful wine.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure's mine.
Time.
Sure. Enjoy.
So on time. Well done.
Yeah.
Please come through here.
Thank you.
How are you feeling now?
Okay. First part done. Ready for the next. No, but I'm good. Good.
Fantastic. So that was the end of your aperitif task. You have 6 minutes for the next service task. Please approach the hosts. Your time starts now.
Excuse me, sir. Everything's still fine around the table? Still enjoying the MCC?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the menu?
So I think we'll take a bottle of the recommended red wine from our main course. If you could please prepare and decant the bottle for us. I would like to try it, but we are still enjoying our aperitifs. There's no need to serve us the red wine just yet.
No, silly. Thank you. You said I should decant it for you, right, sir? Yep. Perfect. And for the one we're having would be the Pinotage Cotton Correct 2022 vintage. Yep. And if I may ask, where you're visiting us from, or is this time in Stellenbosch? Yep. From Stellenbosch. Oh, okay. Where exactly, if I may ask? Bit north. Can I actually take this up? Would it be fine if I try this one for you? Yep. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to decant it for you and just leave it to breathe a bit on the side. Then we can just check the temperature.
This is an interesting cork. Why does it look like this?
So with the cork, I'll just have to double check. I think it's either your Amarim or your DM cork. And also with most corks, in fact, which you'll find are imported from Portugal. And until recently, where we actually find corks, basically, which is actually made from sugarcane, which is a much more better quality, much more, I think, better for the environment, if I can call it that. Would you like me to put a bottle on the table for you, sir, or just leave it on the side just to breathe? Yes, that's fine. Thank you. Anything else I can get for you, Salam, or everything is fine? Thank you.
Happy with your time?
Yeah.
Well, if you move with lightning speed, 6 minutes is a lot. Well done.
Thank you.
How do you think you executed that task?
Yeah, there's a few here and there, I think, mistakes, but I think as soon as obviously you realize only afterwards you could have actually done something different or a different way. But yeah, it's done. But yeah. So.
What would you have done differently?
I think number one, I initially in my mind I thought I should put the bottle obviously in the rack, which was the first thing that came to mind. Only realizing now, but it's a much more younger one, so it doesn't have to go into that. Which I might have maybe a little more less time, and then obviously just the conversation around the table and everything. Yeah, it's keeping it going.
Well, the next one. Something we all love doing, actually the reason why we are in this job. It's going to be a tasting.
Yeah.
Okay. Roxanne is going to set up glasses for you. Here we go. The numbers, the glasses are 1 to 4, left to right.
Yeah.
Okay. And for this task, you have 2 minutes. Okay. Please, can you identify the following beverages as closely as possible? Time starts when you touch your first glass.
I'll start with number 4. I think number 4 is a brandy. Can be. That's a 10-year KWV. Number 3, I'll come back to number 3 just now. Number 3 is a whiskey. One is also brandy. Two is also brandy. And if it's not too late, I can go back to number 3. It's also brandy, which is a 5-year. Yeah, number 4 is also brandy.
Well done.
Yeah.
So the order, JV?
Yeah.
Okay. So just know the glasses are marked 1 to 4. Yeah. You can see it's 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. For your next task, we need your opinion and ideas on one of these beverages. It appears that the restaurant accidentally ordered 6 cases of this one, glass number 2, instead of just 6 bottles. It's too late to return it to the supplier now, as we have quite a few bottles. We would like to incorporate it into our offering for the next few weeks. Please, can you make some suggestions on various ways that we can serve this? You will have 3 minutes for this task. Would you like me to repeat?
Please.
We need your opinion and ideas on one of these beverages. It appears that the restaurant accidentally ordered 6 cases of this one, glass number 2, instead of just 6 bottles. It's too late to return it to the supplier now. As we have quite a few bottles, we would like to incorporate it into our offering for the next few weeks. Please, can you make some suggestions on various ways that we can serve this? You will have 3 minutes for this task.
So number 2, I think, is a blended brandy. So number 1, I'd say here, we can either take it into a cocktail, do a lovely, I'd say, we can either take it into a sidecar or we take it into a, sorry. So sidecar, definitely, we can do it here. Just incorporate as a brand or as an aperitif or as a starter. And then second thing I'd say which will really, really work with this is if we're doing a 3 to 5 course menu, as almost, I'd say, as a, except for doing a petit four, we bring this sort of as something right at the end of dinner, just to sort of, I'd say, take it down. Then I think somehow we can also create a dish with here. I think duck breast, it's pan-seared, just put a sort of touch of brandy, which we absolutely lovely here. And then instead of doing either a sorbet or as a palate cleanser, this is also something that would really be lovely to use as a palate cleanser as well. And then I think lastly, it's something I think after a long meal, big meal, if you just want to sit back and just enjoy a really good quality brandy, this would definitely be one of those, just either on the rocks or neat as is. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Can you still go on?
Yes, I'm here.
That's probably it. Order. Well, I believe someone at your table wants to order something. Please, can you approach the table again? You have 2 minutes for this service task.
I'm right here.
Yeah, hello. Can I have a glass of rosé wine?
Glass of rosé?
By any chance? Yes, please.
Yeah. We're going for sweet or dry or?
Whatever you have, I like the color.
Yeah, perfect. Coming up. So excuse me, sir. So I regretfully don't have any rosé at the current moment.
But I'm sure it's on the menu.
We regretfully completely sold out. But let me just quickly see. There was a delivery earlier. It might not be at the right temperature. Would it be fine if we basically just drop the temperature down for a few minutes? Yeah. I've got the DMZ Rosé 2023. I'm going to chill it slightly for you just for a few minutes. Would that be fine before we serve it?
Yeah, thank you. It's pink.
it's not yet at the desired temperature which I want to give it, can we rather leave it for just for a few more minutes? Is that fine?
Time.
You can breathe better now. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, this is the end of the first part. Will you please follow Erica? Get the mic off, and we'll get ready for candidate number 3. Well done.
Right. Okay. 2 down, 1 to go. That last task. That last task. It's it's a very very clever task. It always gets me. I'm at the edge of my seat every single time, wondering what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen next? What would you do, Mr. Tuanda?
At this point, Spence, I'm really glad it's not me. Not so sure what I would have done. Maybe receive the delivery and put the wine in the ice bucket.
Hindsight is 2020, isn't it? I think that ice cube trick, the one where you got a glass of wine, you pop an ice cube in it, swirl, and then take the ice cube out, and that's it dilutes it slightly, but it's maybe a quick fix for that. But I think anyone who's watching and you're watching it, well, paying attention, you find there's different. Like every candidate does it differently. Now that you've seen 2 candidates, you kind of have a benchmark, one versus the other, and you start to understand maybe what the tasks are, or what the judges are looking for in each task, which is really really interesting. And I think like when you're judging something like this. It's such a long. There's so many tasks, and so you may be weak in one thing, and you're like, oh man, he's completely or she's completely gone wrong there, and then they get to task number 4 and they completely nail it, and you go, oh, that was brilliant. And I think because you watch the 2 different candidates, you've seen like some people have done things a little bit differently. Yeah. So yeah, quite keen to have you explain when you get to the explanation part of what each task is looking for.
Yeah. Also, don't underestimate Lady Luck.
Absolutely, hey? Absolutely.
It does play a part, because if you get the first task and you feel you haven't done it properly, it might affect the rest of the task that you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's about getting the first one right and getting your confidence up, because if you miss that, the rest might be a train wreck.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing you mentioned. It's a psychological part of it. And when you do exams and when you do competitions, it's a thing that you tell. And I've been on both sides of it. Is that you tell people is that this is stuff you do every day. It's not if you work in a restaurant. This is service. Service happens. The delivery guy comes late, is badly dressed, and and there he is on the table. He's like, and you deal with these things, and you deal with it all the time. I guess it's just such a different mindset when you are doing it competitively.
Yeah, that's true. And I think over time, what ASI competitions have been pushing more and more is the feel of a restaurant.
Yes.
So the tasks are more aligned to day-to-day restaurant service. Initially, it used to be far off that you think, where will someone ask it?
Absolutely.
But now it's very much like a restaurant, so it should be familiar. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Okay, but we're still waiting
continue
for...
that story. We are not ready.
Judges are not yet ready.
You're ready. Judges aren't. Yeah.
Well,
But what you were saying, yes, that's a very much real restaurant scenario, and I think that's important. I mean, I remember the first time, and one of the few times I ever actually competed, many years ago. The task was very rigid. It was, there's a bottle of wine, decant it, go, and that was it. Which, in many ways, might have been easier than this, eh? Okay, looks like the judges are ready. Slowly making their way off stage.
there will be wine at the end. I don't think the judges will have.
Well, I think you underestimate the judges there. Okie doke. Well, just in this little space of time, I just want to quickly another acknowledgement to Clara's Barn, Bertus Besson, and this restaurant, or this space that we've been afforded to do this competition. I think it's an absolutely fantastic space. Yeah, please clap, absolutely. Fun fact, if you didn't know, this is the oldest working barn in South Africa. So a little bit of heritage that we are sharing in today. But I think the judges are ready. Eric is ready? You ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Last one.
Tawanda, good to see you again.
I would really want to have a poker face, but it's a hard one. Welcome, George.
Thank you.
Congratulations to start with for coming this far. Now you have competed a number of times. How do you feel about this one today?
I'm hoping I strike JV's luck and win it. You know, I've done a few. Let's hope I can win one.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I always say? Listen, listen,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the task. Okay. So for your first task, you are responsible for the wine service at this restaurant. We'll open the doors in 3 minutes. You will have until then to walk around and familiarize yourself with the setup and check if everything is ready. Feel free to look over the wines and reorganize anything as you need it. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm late. I have your wines here. It's a bit late, but can you sign for me there, please?
Thank you. Yeah, no worries. Just going to ask my guests to use their pen. Okay. 2 of each. Thank you. I was out of the Morgan's-on Rosé. Yeah, thank you. I needed this off my menu. Thank you very much. Can I keep a copy?
100%.
Thank you.
So much.
No worries. Let's get this in here. Get my bubbles. Okay. My glasses. That's good. I need.
Well done. Hello, hello. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good evening, good evening. Welcome to our restaurant.
Is it my time or your time?
I'm just in. I'm ready. Happy to serve
Your time.
serve my guests coming through this evening.
Please be seated. Your guests have just arrived. Please, can you take care of them? You have 6 minutes for the first service task. Your time starts now.
Would you mind repeating it one more time for me, please, Luanda?
Your guests have arrived. Please, can you take care of them? You have 6 minutes for the first service task. Your time has already started.
Okay, cool. Good evening, everybody. My name is George. I'm your sommelier for the day. I see we have got some menus on the table. Is there anything I can assist you with?
Yes, hello. We would like to start with a bottle of dry sparkling wine and a bottle of still water for the table, please.
100%. Cool. All right, so we've got San Pellegrino with the water. And really nice about this brand, they have got a nice level of TDS. So you're looking at about 1,100 milligrams per liter. So you'll find that the water itself has got a lovely texture and loads of flavor. It's actually a really, really nice water. There we go. And then a bottle of sparkling for you guys. Cool. All good. So I presume everyone's going to have a glass.
Why is it that wine glasses in restaurants are always so clean and odor-free? What is your secret?
Well, ma'am, we really try to wash them with winter halter dishwashers that tend to clean them very well, really high pressure, really nice high temperatures. So essentially the wines, the glasses themselves do dry off quite naturally. So we don't have to really use too many tea towels or dishcloths to sort that out. All right. So just to confirm, you did want a bottle of a dry bubbles?
Thank you.
It was 100%. This is from Simonsach, and they were some of the front runners of bubble production here in South Africa.
I think I'll skip the bubbles for me. I'll go for a beer instead.
100%,
Would you
sir.
serve me a Weiss beer, please?
I'll have a look. Yes, sir. I'll get that to in a second, just to make sure everyone's got their bubbles. All right. So while I'm at it, do you mind if I check the bubbles for you? Or are you happy to? Ooh. The bubbles smell super fresh, perfect for a lovely warm afternoon like this. So, there's a cork for you to look at. Ooh. I have checked it, sir, but if you would like to do the same thing for me, I'd be grateful.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Start of the evening, and those it needs to still calibrate itself.
Delicious.
100%. There we go. Good to see you again, sir. You're definitely a recurring client. must be the service. Just with less shakes, because there's much more people watching now. Thank you. Pleasure. There we go. Really struggling. And then And sir, I'll get your vice beer in a second. While we're sitting on that, I will also put your bubbles in an ice bucket on the side, and I'll top you up as we go. Keep it this side. Vice beer, 100%. Let's get that on there. Glass. Sorry, man. Oh, come on. All right. So your vice beer, ice cold. Again, perfect for today. Perfect way to start the meal as well. Should get those salivary glands pumping. Do you mind if I just make this an easier task for myself?
Time.
Okay. Cool. You've got a decent head on that beer.
Please come this side.
100%. I'll top you up as we go.
You feeling better?
A little bit, broken a bit of the ice, you know. It's always that awkward first table that comes through. But I'm sure it'll get better.
Fabulous. So that's the end of your aperitif task. You have 6 minutes for the next service task. Please approach the host. Your time starts now.
Okay. So, I'm sure you guys are happy with your aperitif. Is there anything else I can help you with for the rest of the time you're here?
Yes, thank you. We'll take a bottle of the recommended red wine for our main course. Please, could you prepare and decant the bottle for us?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try it, but as we're still enjoying our aperitifs, there's no need to serve us the red wine just yet.
100%. Cool. Have you got a wine on that you're keen for, or is it pairing menu? Okay, cool. Okay. Let's do this. Where's my tray gone? I seem to have misplaced my tray. I'll use my breadboard. All right, so we're all going to join on the red one for the mains. Then I'll put a glass down for everyone. Cool. Sorry. A few. All right. Can't seem to have found my decanter. So for your mains, I've decided to go with the Cadet Pinotage. It's just got a lovely freshness that I think will withstand little bits of the lighter dishes, and then those with a little bit more structure and tannins. Structure and proteins. The tannins will definitely bind to that. I think it'll be a great, 100%. Where's my decanter? Also, currently all of our decanters are dirty, and I know you guys are the first ones in. But what I can do is I can open the wine, serve it in these lovely bulb glasses, and I'm sure the wine will open as we go through the evening. And yeah, if need be. Thank you, sir. You know our kitchen better than us. Thank you. Cool, yeah. So usually when it coming to decanting, this bottle was lying down, but it is quite youthful. It's a 2022 vintage, so there shouldn't be any sediment or anything like that. Really what we're doing now is we're decanting to allow the wine to open. And yeah, once it's sat in there for a couple of minutes, I mean, you guys are still enjoying your aperitifs, it will develop and open in the decanter. The cork smells absolutely stunning. Loads and loads of dark red fruit. And so would you mind if I tested the wine out for you? Please. Thank you. Sure the wine will be okay. It's got a lovely smoky element that it's currently showing. So, I mean, yeah, anything that's sort of done on the grill or has a little bit of smoky spice, it's going to go beautifully. Yeah. So when decanting for sediment, you really want to go quite slow. But in this case, really just trying to get the wine to open. So trying to touch sides and see. Doesn't look like there's any sediment in there. 100%. Would you like the bottle on the table, sir? For people, keep it on the side. 100%. And while you're sipping on your aperitif, the cork is over there as well. And then when you guys are ready, I'll open and serve it for you.
This is an interesting cork. Why does it look like this?
So yeah, I'm not sure if that is a Diam cork, but essentially this should be, you know, it's not 100% natural. They have probably checked the wine or the cork itself out to make sure that there's no faults or anything happening onto the wine. I mean, almost making our job a lot easier. But we still got to check it every now and then. But yeah, it looks in good condition. Yeah, don't know if you want it back on the table. Thank you, sir. Cool. Is there anything else I can get you guys? Top up your waters. So can I pour you the rest of that beer? I see the head has died down a little bit.
Time.
100%.
You're carrying yourself very well. Well done.
Doesn't feel like it.
Is it easier this year?
No, it's never easier. Never easier. Yeah, especially when my wife's face looks like that. Oh. Clearly doing something wrong. But yeah.
Well, I don't have that pressure. Well, what is a sommelier competition without testing? Right?
That's why we do it, I guess, you know.
Fantastic. Are you ready for a glass?
Of wine. I'll have a sip of water, but if there's a glass of wine, that would be great.
All right. Yeah. Your next task, you'll get it, don't worry. You're eager, don't worry. Your next task is going to be a tasting. But tell us about the last one. How did you think you fared?
Sorry?
How did you think you did the last one?
It was all right. I couldn't find my decanter at a stage, so I tried thinking on my feet. But yeah, I think, you know, pinotage can be made in a range of different styles, and I think it's not a bad choice for something like this.
Part of being a sommelier is to be able to think on your feet.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
anything can happen in a restaurant.
100%.
Fantastic. So for your next task, it's going to be a tasting. Please, can you identify the following beverages as closely as possible? You will have 2 minutes. Your 2 minutes start when you touch the first glass.
Cool. Can I have a glass of water quickly?
When you touch the first glass, your 2 minutes start. So you can have water.
So I can touch my glass.
You can have the water. And if you don't mind facing the audience when you present.
I will do.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. That's heartwarming. Not what expected. Okay, the first glass is, I presume, a pot still brandy from South Africa, possibly a 10 or 12 year. The second glass might be a whiskey, like a single malt whiskey. Third glass is, seems quite subdued, but I'd be going in the lines of, initially I thought it was in the lines of vodka, but this is clearly a liqueur, something in those lines. It's not orange liqueur, but then glass number 4 is also a brandy, I think. Quite possibly could be a blended brandy, where the
Time.
Let's come this way. They do say time flies when you're having fun, right?
clearly. Yo.
Okay, so for your next task, we need your opinion and ideas on one of the beverages. It appears that the restaurant accidentally ordered 6 cases of this one, glass number 2, instead of 6 glasses. You know which one is number 2?
Yeah.
It's too late to return it to the supplier now. As we have quite a few bottles, we would like to incorporate it into our offering for the next few weeks. Please, can you make some suggestions on various ways that we can serve this? You will have 3 minutes for this task.
100%.
Would you like me to repeat?
Yeah, please.
Okay. We need your opinion and ideas on one of the beverages. It appears that the restaurant accidentally ordered 6 cases of this one, glass number 2,
Yeah.
instead of just 6 bottles. It's too late to return it to the supplier now. As we have quite a few bottles, we would like to incorporate it into our offering for the next few weeks. Please, can you make some suggestions on various ways that we can serve this? You will have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, 100%. Cool. So, with this beautiful whiskey, I believe that we could actually use it in a lot of our cocktail offerings, especially if we have got added value, maybe even welcome drinks or aperitifs that we could maybe incorporate with our pairing menu or something like that. So things like boulevardiers, old fashions, we can really make it a themed month, seeing as though we've got so much stock. And then if we had to, obviously no one wants to waste, but we could also possibly cook with, make a few nice dishes with this. I think it will bring a lovely depth and a lovely complexity to a lot of our meals. Or even with those meals that we've made with this beautiful whiskey, we could do a cocktail or pairing menu with that. Other ways to incorporate it. it's cocktails. Yeah, I think cocktails be our best way out of it. Yeah, and then obviously standard offerings. If we needed to, if it is viable, we could have specials when we have got guests that aren't into cocktails and things like that, whiskey and soda water, instead of charging, for example, 60 rand a tot, we can still make a small profit charging maybe 50 rand a tot. Yeah, as long as we can get the stuff or the whiskey to move. Yeah, I think those would probably be my suggestions. Yeah.
Well done. Can you still go on?
This is a very different competition than usual. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think we're nearly done, but I believe someone at your table wants to order something. Please, can you approach the table again? You will have 2 minutes for this task.
100%. All right, guys. I see that the aperitifs are going down well. We've before we get to the red wine, I believe there's something that
I
we'd
would like to
try.
get a glass of rosé wine, please.
A glass of rosé.
A glass of rosé,
100%.
please.
Yes, 100%, sir. I mean, yeah. It's There we go, sir. So this is our De Morgan's on Shannon. It's by the glass, quite, in my opinion, the freshest sort of style, especially with what we're having today. If you would like a little bit of ice on the side, you're more than welcome, but it is a great quality wine. Yes. It should be probably Grenache Syrah, Mourvedre based, if I'm not mistaken. Haven't had this one open for a while, but I'm sure it should tick a few boxes. Yeah. I did run it through the ice a little bit more, but if you'd like a cooler glass next, I'll make it happen.
I think that signals the end of your tasks.
Oh, I was just getting into it. Yeah.
Well, I
okay,
can
cool.
have one more for you.
I mean, just be kind. Yeah.
Well
Thanks,
done,
Anand.
George.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is the end of the first part of a series of tasks. Please go see, where's Erica? And get ready for the next ones. All right, I was just waiting for the candidate to exit. We still have 2 more tasks to go, and these ones are going to be for the whole group. But before we get into that, I'm going to check if I still know what I'm doing here.
There we go. So therefore, Mr. T, what do you reckon's in these black glasses?
They're all black.
Ah, good start, good start. They do
Yeah.
say you got to go sight, and then smell, and then taste.
You know, at this point, not a beard. Okay, Erica, are all the candidates out of the room before I show that I'm good at what I do? Well, yeah, I do have insider information.
Do you then?
I'm
And what
gonna
do
be
you have in your glass
clever
there, my good
about
man?
it. Brandy. One. That's one.
Okay.
Another brandy. Ooh. Ooh, this one is probably 40% alcohol.
Oh, right.
This is the one that I will have and then I'll dance on tables. Please watch me when we get up.
I'll have him top you up.
A lot smoother on number 3. Possibly some edge on it, but the taste is similar. So another brandy. It's a bit of sweetness on them. This might be different, number 3, to the other ones. Number 4, also they're all grape-based.
Okay.
I'm deciding between 3 and 4 which one is not South African. I think I can have that beer now, JV. Well, they're all grape-based, Spencer. Please take us out of our misery.
I'm looking for that inside information you're talking about. I know it's in here somewhere. But right you are, my good man. They are actually all brandies. And well done. I wouldn't clap too hard. He did know there were brandies all along. But the brandies were very generously donated to us by one of our long-term partners, the South African Brandy Foundation. And representing the South African Brandy Foundation today, we have Christelle, who's going to come up and tell us a few words about what they're doing. I mean, not to steal a thunder, but I think we do make world-class brandy. And I think it was incredible. It was an incredibly interesting task. And, you know, like I said earlier, when you go through it and you see, you know, someone called it tequila, someone called it a vodka, and it does turn out to be a brandy. So, Christelle, over to you. And I think for all of us in the room, I think you might have prepared something special for us as well. There you go.
Absolutely. Thank you, Spencer. I'm really honored to be here and to be part of also just the growth and the incredible skills that are being passed on to the young sommeliers. I've been obviously involved with the South African Sommelier Association for a very long time. And Spencer spoke earlier about Clara's barn being a heritage site, and brandy is also a deep part of our heritage. We've been making quality brandy in South Africa for over 350 years, since 1672. And we make really exceptional brandies. The task was incredibly difficult. It's almost impossible, even for the biggest whiskey and brandy aficionados, to taste blind out of a black glass spirits. It's really a very, very tough task and very exciting that we're being allowed and also welcomed by Jean-Vincent and his team to be part of the growth of the Young Soms. And also there's a big pressure on them to bring cognacs into the space, and we are honored that we get to showcase our top quality pot still brandies that I certainly believe stand very proudly up there with the best in the world. Van Rijn 12, Van Rijn 15 brings back yearly the best brandy in the world trophy. The KWV 15 has won the same prize. And I always say, my husband, who's a facetious Brit, says, "Are you the only people taking part?" Well, no, we're not. There are brandies from over 15 wine-based brandies taking part. Sometimes 2,000 to 3,000 brandies take part in these competitions, and we come back with a trophy to South Africa. So that's equivalent to winning the Rugby World Cup. So Spencer, I think that's it from my side. I'm very honored and really gracious to be part of this. And I think the guys behind the bar is bringing you something exceptional to showcase how blended brandy, the one that you've ordered 6 cases from, can actually be served at your establishment. So thank you.
Thank you, Christelle. Thank you very much. Just before you take that away, I think obviously, thank you very much for the support over the years, and I think this is it's a relationship that we will hopefully always keep going. And thank you for the cocktail that you're going to present to us. And I think maybe just a quick thing to maybe add, I think for a lot of people's opinion of how to enjoy brandy is just with ice and neat. And I think the task showed it as what do you do if you have too much of it? And I think a lot of the guys came up with some really interesting suggestions of other things you could do with brandy. And I think this is, brandy cocktails are such an interesting and diverse way of doing something. And I think maybe you could tell the guys what it is that we're going to be drinking.
Yes, so when I started with Brandy Foundation 14 years ago, it was either brandy and Coke or your neat serve, which is fantastic and really great, but I felt there was a real need for your younger generation, and especially for females who often came into my activations and said, we don't drink brandy, to also bring them into the category. And cocktails was, for me, a logical way to do that. And during that process, I met a very passionate cocktail mixologist called Kurt Schlechter, who's won worldwide competitions. And Kurt embraced the blended brandy. So the product that the guys picked up as more spirit forward, more strong, was a blended brandy that's made to be mixed. It's packed at 43% ABV, so that it can be diluted, whereas the pot stills, where they said it was more smooth, more velvety, is packed at 38 ABV, so that's more easy to have neat or just with a block of ice. So anyway, today I brought two of the mixologists from Cause Effect Brandy and Cocktail Bar behind the bar, and they're going to be serving from the Clipdrift Premium, their signature cocktail called Golden Oasis. And yeah, for me, Siobhan was really putting it into the right words. It's fruity, it's really easy to enjoy, and yet it's not sweet. So it's got that perfect balance. And brandy makes really good cocktails because it's already got fruity aromas, often spicy aromas from wood extraction in the spirit. So I can speak about this all day, but I think we need to probably wrap and get some cocktails in the room.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Christelle. And very notable that nobody suggested brandy and Coke as a thing to do with excessive bottles of brandy. Well, appreciate it very much, Christelle. Thank you very, very much. See, the MC has left me alone on the stage. So I guess I'm going to have to entertain you all for the next few minutes. I just got to need a time check. And so as Tawanda's explained, what's going to happen next, we're going to do some group challenge. So it's going to be very interactive. The audience can get involved as well. It's going to be a series of questions. I think I can reveal that much. Here he is. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Do all this myself. And so, yeah, so we're going to ask a series of questions. It's going to be that then the candidate's going to write the answer on the piece of paper. Some of you in the room will know the answers, and some of you won't. Maybe we could actually have the answers for our audience engagement. And the judges sitting in front here are going to tally up the scores. You ready? We're ready. Okay, we're all ready. So, Eric is going to bring the three candidates back. We've got the questions, which Tawanda is going to be asking. And let's go.
It's going to be 10 seconds per question.
10 seconds.
There we go. If you have a piece of paper, maybe you can also write on the side the answers, and we can see who gets the high score. But our candidates are coming back. Please, a round of applause for them. You can do better than that. Number one, number two, number three.
Mr. T, before we just go any further, just a quick one for anyone who might be overly enthusiastic in the audience and think they might know. Please keep it to yourself. Let's give them the space. Okay.
Yeah, just write it down. We will do the tallying. Judges, are you ready? Not yet. Okay. Judges ready? Fantastic. Gentlemen, well done for coming this far. We are nearly at the end where you start drinking, so keep at it. So for the next task, we will be asking a series of general knowledge questions. Write as eligible as possible on your paper and show to the judges. That's why you have one paper per answer. There's 10 papers that you have. 10 questions. Okay. So once you finish, you can for the paper and go to the next paper. But show the judges the answer. You will have 10 seconds per question. Okay. Ready? Question number 1. In wine, what does the abbreviation GG stand for? Question number 2. Which wine was awarded 100 points by Tim Atkin in the most recent SA Wine Report? Time. Question number 3. Who is the winemaker at Telegraph? Time. Question number 4. In which country do you find the grape variety called Norton? Time. Question number 5. What is the prestige cuvée of Champagne Piper Heidsieck called? Time. Question number 6. What was the first vintage of Mearlist Rubicon? Time. Question number 7. What is the best spirit for an Americano cocktail? Time. Question number 8. According to the...
Sorry, he needs more paper.
You need more paper. Okay. 3 more. Question number 8. According to the Italian classification, is Sassicaia an IGT, DOC, DOCG, or VDT? Time. Number 9. Ceviche is the traditional dish of which country? Time. Do you all have the paper for the last question? Cool. How many liters of wine fit into a Methuselah bottle? How many liters of wine fit into a Methuselah bottle? Time. Well done, gentlemen. Please remain at your stations for the next task.
Wowie. Yo. It's hard to remember things under pressure, isn't it?
10 seconds is not a lot of time.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But puts you out of your misery fairly quickly, I suppose. Just watching the mise en place and everything's being set up, and as I mentioned earlier, the attention to detail required. But stuff happens, things go wrong. I think I don't know if you were at that best sommelier of the world competition where the tray fell down.
That was 2019.
It was
in Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nina, candidate
did
number
happen?
2. She bumped into one of the stage coordinators, I believe, and a whole tray of glasses fell. She was composed, though.
She was. As composed as one could be. I think just to set the stage for everyone, this was the best sommelier of the world competition. The whole world was watching, and she was in the final. She was candidate number 2 in the final, I think it was.
Number 2.
And it was one of those things, because it was being televised, there were stagehands and crew members all around, and she was doing service, much the same way these fine gentlemen are doing, and she bumped into someone who was walking backwards, just doing his thing, setting up a camera, and all the glasses on her tray fell, which was, can you imagine the nerves and the pressure that she was feeling at the time for that to happen, but she got away with it. She did really well, I think, despite that. So, yeah, I guess stuff happens. So, well done, George. Very well done.
I think you all know what this means. It's almost time for drinking. I'm excited. Right, gentlemen, back to your stations. So for this last task, this will be a pouring task to test your skills. Please open and share your bottle of Cape Classic equally between 9 glasses. Make sure that you empty the bottle completely. You are not allowed to go back to any glass you have already poured. You will have 3 minutes for this task. I'll repeat. Please open and share your bottle of Cape Classic equally between 9 glasses. Make sure that you empty the bottle completely. You are not allowed to go back to any glass you have already poured. You will have 3 minutes for this task. Your time starts now. time. Well done. As sommeliers, we serve wine. So please, once the judges assess your pourings, you can share with your guests. Oh, thank you. That's a big glass. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, wonderful. Well, that marks the end of the task for these incredibly amazing, talented sommeliers. Please enjoy a glass of the Kleinzauser. That is the Cape Nectar.
Is it?
Well, it says on the bottle, but I'll stick to brandy cocktail.
I will, yes. But before you have both your hands full with a brandy and a glass of bubbly, can we give the candidates a really, really huge round of applause? I think they performed incredibly admirably. I think they really showed their best selves, and it was great to watch. I was in it. I was completely enjoying it. I think we have a recess now.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. So the judges are going to go and deliberate, and they are going to tally up the numbers, see who did what where, and in about half an hour they're going to come back and they're going to tell us who the next best young sommelier of South Africa is.
I cannot wait. I think this was such a tight contest.
I actually, as I stand here, I have no idea who won. Normally when you watch these things, you sort of think that, that guy did that, I think it's going to be them. But I think everyone had their own strengths. Everyone did something incredibly well, and I think everyone made a little mistake here and there as well. So I'd hate to be a judge.
Yeah. But judges, over to you. So about 30 minutes recess, and then we're back for the announcement of the winners.
We're not giving the judges the brandy cocktail, so don't worry.
We are approaching the last bit of the afternoon. I think, how about we go through the tasks?
Not a bad idea. I think everyone in the room is wondering, particularly these three gentlemen in the front, what it is that we were looking for.
And before we do that, if you did not compete this year, do make a point to compete next year, because look.
Right.
One of many prizes that the winner, first runner-up and second runner-up is going to get. So for the first task.
Yes, sir.
It was assessing. Looked simple. Look around the restaurant. See what you need, what you don't need. The tricky bit there was when you received the order of rosé.
Aha.
Needed to be in ice.
Right, because the first task was linked to the last task. And if you prepare to fail, well, something about preparing, and anyway, yes, prepare.
If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the guy. That's it.
So you look at the stations, and it is important as a sommelier, if you know service, to know what is that you need, what you don't need, what is missing. And when a delivery comes, we know this happens. We have no control over that. But there was an opportunity to look at the menu. And some of the wines that were delivered were on the menu, which meant there's a possibility that they will be used for service.
Right, you are, my friend. And more to that, I think, as you went to task number 3, which was the decanting task, the menu and the delivery was a clue over there as well, wasn't it?
Correct. It all ties in together. So what has been happening over the years is that the competitions have been moving to being stiff competitions to everyday restaurant tasks. But obviously with time pressure. So you need to adapt to the different changes that happen in a restaurant, and you need to have a solution to everything.
Right.
We had the...
Well, then there was the first task, which was the aperitif task.
Yes.
Okay.
And then with the second task,
yes,
there was actually a vice beer in there.
There was.
There
Sorry,
was
Greg.
a vice beer.
There was.
And one of those, that kind of a task is to see how, as a sommelier, when you are in your rhythm and then someone throws a curveball, how do you react? How do you maintain the service that you're providing? Do you stop and attend to this one client, or do you continue? Ideally, the beer service is last because of the foam.
Right. Maybe just elaborating on that, right? The foam being that, the foam will?
The foam will disappear if you serve the beer first before the sparkling wines. If your guests would want to have a moment with their drinks, so the beer service usually comes last.
Right.
The wine service, then the beer service.
Right. So sneaky, eh? So sneaky. And then the other thing, this little detail with a vice beer is that it has its own special glass. Which is another little tricky thing, that you must make sure you pour the beer in the right glass. Aye.
Yeah. For proper guest experience, there was a glass for vice beer and there was a glass for a beer. And then we go to number 3, decanting.
Yeah.
And what was important there on decanting was that
well, you do need a decanter to decant, yes. I did think George recovered from that very well. Especially it came hot on the heels of not having a tray either. So, but as you talked about earlier, you know, I mean, this stuff happens, right?
It happens.
And it's about how well you adapt to it. And
but importantly, the question was, I'm not drinking. I just want to test. So what was important was for the candidates to allow the host to taste the red wine, not serve the red wine.
Yes.
Also very important, when you compete, there are extra points that you get for recommendations. You have ordered red wine. What are you going to have with your red wine?
Correct.
You recommend a meal from the menu. Those are extra points that you can get.
Right.
You recommend a dessert. The one key thing, if it's 6 minutes and you feel like you're done in 4 and you still have 2 minutes, say everything and anything you can say. You never know when you get points.
Better out than in, right?
Exactly.
You say, in, then it haunts you forever. Why didn't I say that? Why didn't I say that?
You keep talking.
I'm sorry.
Because
me. Oh.
No, not you.
Oh, I thought that was a bit rude. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll stop.
No. Not you. But I mean, if you have 4 minutes, 6 minutes, you don't stop talking until it's time, because you never know where you score the extra point. And every point is critical, is important, especially when it comes to the finals, because you guys are going to be decided by a very thin margin. You were all exceptional.
I must chime in there and say, absolutely, right? I mean, and thank you, audience, absolutely, right? Like, and I was saying it earlier, genuinely, when you watch this, you kind of think, this guy's going to win. I mean, this guy did this really well. But literally, as I stand here again, I say, I don't know. It was so close. So, yeah, man.
It can go anyway. And then Number 4, for the spirits blind testing, which we love to do, especially in a black glass, because the color gives everything away. But if you test in a black glass, it's about the sensory characteristics.
100%.
Getting it right totally. And should I say it?
You could. I will just point out, as a struggling NPO, we had to buy those black glasses, so we need to use them as many times as we possibly can. So that's why they're here.
So next competition, there will be black glasses.
They most certainly will, yes.
But
unless they break.
all 4 were grape-based. So 3 brandies and 1 Armagnac.
Ooh. I thought tequila was a good call, though.
So as you can imagine, if you had identified glass number 2 as a brandy, it meant it easier to motivate what you can do with glass number 2. The 6 cases that the restaurant accidentally ordered. But in any case, whatever you thought it would be, as long as your motivation makes sense, you do make 1 or 2, you do get 1 or 2 scores.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's about thinking out of the box, isn't it? And I thought that was a really interesting task because it expanded that, a lot of people's opinion of what a sommelier does is just wine, or know about wine or that. And what a sommelier really does is service. It's about understanding the beverage service and marrying it to the food. And so I thought it was an excellent task to just see how well or how widely you can think about what to do with something or the difficult situation.
It does, throwing you out of your comfort zone. And then the last task, obviously, linking to the first task. If you had your rosé on ice, it would have been easier service. Trying to chill it in 2 minutes is a big ask.
It's probably an impossible task, right? Especially because you spend 30 seconds telling them, we don't actually have rosé, so I'm so sorry, I can't help you.
Maybe if there was salt, which we deliberately didn't add. So we didn't put salt there. But you would have needed to have the rosé on ice upon receipt because it's wine for service. As the delivery person mentioned, here's a delivery of wines for service today.
Aha.
He made that point.
If you were listening.
But these are small cues. These are small points that when you're thinking and you're in competition mode, you miss. And importantly, I said, listen, listen, listen. Every clue is important, and that gets you across the finish line. Then on to number 7.
Aha.
I have the answers. Who would like to go? Question number 1. What is GG?
Well, Mr. T, why don't I ask you? Let's see how well your
I've got the answers. It's too late.
Oh, lucky.
I mean, I could have pretended. After the brandies,
you'd looked really good.
Like the coolest kid in town. So, the first question, abbreviation for GG. Anyone? Grosses? Grosses Gewachs.
So I think there are a few Germans in the room here today.
Grosses Gewachs. Forgive my pronunciation.
Oh, wow. Oh, mate, you murdered it, eh? Apparently, that's how you say it. I did not know either.
Well, I mean, in this situation, it does work. We all get it. Question number 2. The recently awarded 100-pointer wine, Nautical Dawn 2023.
Well done. Current affairs.
Winemaker at Telegraph, Morning Frey. I think you all got it. The grape varietal Norton.
I would dare bet a bottle of wine anyone in this room who knows the answer to that, eh? Norton, like the name.
Norton.
I genuinely will. Bottle of wine, anyone. Go on Google. Go quick. Sorry, time out. Okay, go. What is Norton?
Okay, the United States of America.
Figures.
Okay, Prestige Cuvée of Champagne Piper Heidsieck. Anyone? Rare. Well done. R-A-R-E, rare. First vintage of Rubicon, 1980. Best spirit of Americano. The best spirit of the Americano cocktail. Campari.
Well done, Katie. Very enthusiastic.
Classification of Sassicaia. Classification of Sassicaia. IGT, DOC, DOC, GVDT. DOC. Okay, the traditional dish, which was ceviche, Peru.
Oh, wow.
And the liters in a Methuselah bottle. The Methuselah, so we've got Magnum.
Go, yes. Uh-huh.
How many liters? How many bottles, liters?
In a Magnum?
No.
I know this one, 1.5.
No, not a Magnum. A Magnum is everyone knows a Magnum. Anyone for the Methuselah? 6 liters. 8 standard bottles. And then that takes us to the very last task. Again, listen, listen, listen. You are to pour into 9 glasses, and we deliberately put 10 glasses. You had to count and notice that there were 10 glasses instead of 9.
So sneaky, these tasks. so sneaky.
And when you're pouring, important, it's one way. You're not going back. Once you leave glass number 1 to pour glass number 2, you cannot go back to glass number 1. You just go right through to the end. So sometimes you have glass number 9 here, glass number 1 here. As long as you finish the bottle,
because you get points.
You get points for finishing the bottle. You get points for finishing the bottle. You will lose points though, because they will compare the highest and the lowest.
Yes.
But the bottle must be empty.
You just almost choose your poison. You sort of say, will I go there or will I go?
And if you go back, you get penalized.
Yeah.
You lose points. It has to be 1. Ideally, that is the kind of service that if you, because as a sommelier, it's not just about restaurants. You do events.
100%.
And at an event, you have a magnum, and you need to pour it into 15 glasses, which are all 100 mils. It's timed. It's pressurized. You've got guests waiting for wines, and you need to know how to do that quickly and consistently. You don't want a guest coming back to you and say, hey, but why is my glass less than this glass? So it's practice. You don't just come on stage and pour 15 glasses. You practice, you count. You do it again and again and again until you know the skill, what is required to pour 15 glasses from a magnum. But well done, gentlemen. You all did very well.
I don't think they're thinking that right now. Eh? I don't think so.
But Spencer, would you like to?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. T. I was gonna take a moment to hog the stage a little bit and say thank you to a bunch of people. And yeah, just really close this out. So a vote of thanks, and I'm going to try and include everyone because every year I get in trouble because I forget someone, so I've written it all down this time. Actually, in a little bit of an order, I'd first of all like to thank Stellenbosch Wine Roots, Mike Ratcliffe, and Elmarie, right there at the back there hiding. We started with Stellenbosch Wine Roots 4 years ago, as Elmarie reminded me, as we were planning for this. And we would never be able to do anything on this scale, or we would never have been able to achieve a lot of the things that we have in the last 4 years without the support. Yeah, it's just always been forthcoming. see from the prizes that they've given us here, the venues, the support, it's timeless, and it's not just about this event. It's right through the year. It's everything that we do. It's all the things that we try to achieve, and I think I genuinely will say that the humble trade of sommelier in South Africa would be in a very different place if it wasn't for the support of Stellenbosch Wine. So thank you very much. And then this long-term sponsors all the way from Joburg, and I must commend Mr. Brendan Park, who's here today in the room. I don't think you've missed any of these. I think he's always been able to turn up for one of the events. And Winterhalter, and thank you for gentlemen for mentioning it in the task. It was planted there for a reason. But thank you for the support. Winterhalter, for anyone who doesn't know, provide cleaning glass cleaning, dish cleaning equipment for the service industry. It's one of those very close links to the wine industry, and they've been instrumental, and they've been long-term supporters of ours. We know we can always call on them for that, and they always deliver. And I think just your presence here as well, Brendan, thank you very much once again to always being here. More recent sponsor, but this is now, I think, our second year together. Erica, yeah, second. Amarim Cork, Joachim is here as well. Thank you very much for being present, Joachim. I think that there was a question on Cork, and that was also planted there. So thank you very much for you guys for mentioning it. But again, it's another one of those trades that's obviously instrumental to the wine industry. You can't have wine without cork. And they've been so generous in coming on board and supporting our activities, and I think seeing the vision of what it is that we're trying to create. So thank you very much. And then once again, the Brandy Foundation, Christelle, who's here, thank you very much. And in absence, our former board member and great contributor to SARS over the many years, Shane Mumba, and the Brandy Foundation, and as I said earlier, just have always been, and I think it's, as Christelle said, we make world-class brandy, and I think it's our duty as the sommelier community to punt, to promote, and to push it forward. So thank you, Christelle. And then once again, obviously this magnificent venue and wonderful food, of which I promise there is more once we finish. The excellent food courtesy of Clara's Bar and Bertus Bisson's restaurant group, and just for this wonderful venue, which I think has worked really, really well. And for anyone who missed it earlier, this is a heritage site, the oldest working barn in South Africa. So if you haven't explored it, if you go around the corner, just chill a bit, sorry. If you go around the corner, after the bar, you actually have the original horse stables, which was where the horses used to be prepared every morning before they went out to service or they went out to work. So magnificent venue, and thank you very much. Our water sponsors, I don't know if anyone from Pellegrino Aquapana is here today, but thank you guys very much for coming on board as our water sponsors. As, one of you pointed out, world-class water, so thank you very much. And then finally, our media partner is really important, and we've walked a very long journey with this particular partner, and we are very closely intertwined in all the things that we're trying to do. But it doesn't matter what you do if no one knows about it, especially if we're in the world that we're in. And so, wine.co.za, Judy being here, recently celebrating 25 years, 28 years. Well done. I think everyone in the industry, or anyone here is from the industry, it's incredible to think what happened 28 years ago, and all the things that Wine.co.za has done. I mean, anything that's happened in the wine industry, they've been there to report on it, and very much the unsung heroes of. And thank you so much, Judy, for being here, and thank you always for your support. That's what I've always thought. Yes, absolutely. Right, and then there's a few people to thank. I know I've thanked her already, but I can't explain to you just how difficult it is to get this done, to get this right, to get this precise every single time. And just very thanklessly working, and then very humbly hiding at the back there, Roxanne Waldeck. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Thank you for putting this together. That was incredible. Of course, the rest of the board, I've already thanked Joe and JV who were here earlier. for doing that. And we had Wave had to take off early because she has a very high pressure job, but she took some time out of it to come through and help us organize and make sure everything's set up. I know she's not here, but in absence, I'd really like to thank her for that. Gemma Styler in Joburg, and I'll expand on why, but just as Tuan earlier mentioned, we had a Gauteng edition of the semi-finals, and she was instrumental in getting that together, so thank you very much to her. And of course, the MC for the day. This does not run without one, so... And I mean, in fact, an absolutely magnificent sommelier himself, and will be going to Serbia to represent Zimbabwe. Sure, November, coming up quick, eh? 2 months' time, you ready? I hope so. But thank you very much. And of course, also a SASA board member. Thank you very much for all that you've done, traveling here, coming up, and all the work you did. And I think you've really contributed to making this a magnificent event. Then our operations partners and digital partners, Rose Digital, who you may have seen here, Katie and Stuart, taking pictures and anything. So a lot of people telling me in the last few days, they're like, man, we see SASA everywhere these days. It's on social media, it's all over the place, and I think we need to thank you guys for that. Thank you very much, and just from an operational perspective, just really, making things work better. Thank you. And then finally, I'm just going to ask you to come up just for this one, because it's really hard to do this. It's really hard to put something like this together. It's really hard to put an operation like this together. It's very, I would stress all the time, SASA everyone does this in their spare time. And I'd really like to acknowledge and appreciate Erica Taylor, wherever she is, if she could please just come forward. Just thank you. I think just contextually, when I started as chairman 4 years ago, Erica came on board, and we've worked very closely together since. And I don't think a lot of people understand just how much she has done and how much she continues to do, and what it's done for the last 4 years to take this to another level. And putting an event like this together, she's here in her sneakers, running around and all this, and it's supposed to be a part-time job. She reminds me all the time that it isn't. But thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Thank you. And just from my own perspective, this is the last competition that I will be the chairperson of SASA for, and I think it's been great. It's been interesting. It's been a wonderful 4 years. And if I reflect on where the industry was 4 years ago. It's unconstitutional, JV. But 4 years ago, when this all started, it was, just to remind anyone, it's far from everyone's memory, but 2020 was COVID. We were all not sure where the world was going, not sure what was going to happen, and we were desperate. We had no members. We didn't even know if we had an industry to serve membership for, and so much has happened, in that space of time. I think JV's best sommelier in South Africa now, member of the ASI exam committee, setting exams for sommeliers all over the world. Joe Vessels, I mentioned earlier, the number 7th best sommelier in the world. Got it right this time. And then holding a competition like this. I know as I mentioned in one of the interludes, when I first did a competition, we did it in the ballroom of a hotel, and it was behind closed doors. The winner of that competition was Gareth Ferreira, who went on to become the first South African master sommelier. And that's another thing that's happened in the last 4 years. And I had a very brief chat right now with a few of the older gentlemen of the industry who've been here a little bit longer than we have. And they were just commenting on, this is the best young sommelier competition. This is the stepping stone to what happens in the future. I think anyone in this room would say, if you saw how well these three gentlemen conducted themselves on stage, the composure that they had, the knowledge that they showed, this is the future. Imagine what's going to happen when they go on the world stage, because they've been prepared for it. And I'd like to think that's if there's any legacy we leave, then that's the one that we've done. That we've moved the needle slightly, that we've made this industry a little bit better, because this is important. Service, we're a wine producing country. We're a producer of world-class wines. We're a producer of 100-point wines. We have amazing accommodation. We have amazing winelands. We have amazing things, and I think we have amazing service as well. And I think that's only ever gone from strength to strength. And I think that's the role of what SASA is supposed to do. And I like to think that we've done it really well in the last few years. So thank you. Yeah. So anyway, for the very last time, I shall be on the stage before you as this, and I want to appreciate all of you who've been here, come here to share your time, to watch this unfold. For all the people who've been there for many of the years, I apologize if I have forgotten everyone. I know there are a lot of people to thank. And just as I thought about it, I really forgot. I'm sorry. I will add now our delivery guy, Leroy, who's been a former SASA board member and who's been invaluable in your support. I'm so sorry, buddy, but thank you so much for all. And completely owning your role, eh? I think, yeah, that was brilliant. I've heard a bunch of people tell you that delivery guy, if everything else doesn't work out, eh? You got that. Right, okay, I think the judges are ready, so we can go. Just a quick one for everyone to know, what is the prizes? What do they win? Well, aside from what you got on the table over here, generously donated by Stellenbosch Wine Route, we've got a nice little prize from wine.co.za. Thank you very much. I don't actually know what's in it. It's all wrapped up, so I'll be as surprised as everyone else. And then 3 big prizes for the winner. Unfortunately, it's one of those winner takes most situations. We've got a bursary that actually, let me start. We recently created the Team South Africa, or the Elite Sommeliers group, which is a group of top somms that we would want to regularly train together, because SASA won the accolade won the opportunity to host the very first best sommelier of Africa and the Middle East, which is going to happen in 2027. And we're trying to put a team together to just really show our best foot forward and win on home ground. So all 3 of you gentlemen, by virtue of making the final, are eligible to join the team. So congratulations to you guys. Well done. It's a lot of training and a lot of work. I don't know if I'd be so happy, but good job. But we'll communicate when that happens next. Then for the winner, we will contribute towards a bursary, towards the Court of Master Sommeliers, which comes to South Africa once a year. And it's an incredibly difficult, but incredibly recognized and brilliant course. So whoever the winner is, there will be a portion of your fees paid by SASA for that. So thank you very well done. And then the big prize, one of our longer-term partners, Advini International, and they will host the winner for a tour of France to be able to see their properties and understand the wine business of one of the leading wine companies of the world. So that's one part of the prize, but you got to get to France, right? So that will be taken care of as well, because thanks to Mr. Mike Ratcliffe, one of our judges, this is the 2nd year that he has generously donated his 50,000 Rand bursary towards education and towards the sommelier community. And so a portion of your flight will be taken care of by that. So now that I've raised the stakes, off you go, friend.
Now it's very hard for me to announce the winner after the prizes. All right. Oh, this is so hard. All right. I would like to invite all finalists on stage. Gentlemen, first of all, that's really brave of you to do this competition. never gets easy, especially in front of audience. But I encourage you to continue competing because that is how you get better as a sommelier. You've exceeded all expectations, I must be honest. This was quite a competition. To this point, we all don't know who actually is going home with it. So, well done to all of you. Our second runner-up, Greg. So we'll have the photo up afterwards, is that right? Okay, so should we start with the winner or number 2? I think let's do ASI standards and start with the winner. Let's do the winner and then the runner-up. Drum roll, please. The winner and best young sommelier of South Africa 2024, ladies and gentlemen, George Young. And special mention to our first runner-up, Amos. Well done, Amos. It's been real. It's been fun, gentlemen. Your prizes are here. I think another round of applause. This has been quite a contest. I think that is the end of it. There's more MCCs at the back, Cup Classic, and brandy cocktails, and food, and you get to take pictures with these fine gentlemen. It's their day today. They're the stars of the show. Please don't disappear immediately. Stick around. Congratulate these gentlemen. And mix, mingle, and drink. Thank you, everyone. It's been amazing.